selects text nil as a company to use if text it asks, based on the graph, which company would you choose and why? Text a student on the test would say, I would select text nil because if I chose, because I will probably, is a better word, use less than 100 minutes on my cell phone. You need to explain why it's important. So right here you would say between 0 to 100 minutes, it is cheaper to use TextNil. Between 0 to 100 minutes, because they want some example here, using the graph, it would be cheaper to use TextNil. For example, at 50 minutes, TextNil is only $22.50. While Konya cost, take the same line, they cost $27.50. So if you noticed, the same at 50 minutes, Kanye costs $27.50. So it's a savings of $5 if you use TextNil. Now, hopefully I'll give you enough room to write all of that. It's a saving of $5. Okay? I'm running out of room. So if you use Kanye, because the line is below the TextNil when it's at 100 minutes or more, you need to elaborate. If you use Kanye because the line is below TextNil at 100 minutes or more, this means that it's cheaper. For example, at 140 minutes, okay? You would use, for example, at 140 minutes, Kanye is only $32.50, where TextNil is at about $36. So it's more. So make sure you explain by giving some examples. Okay? And then write an equation for each company. So for the first one here, I shouldn't have deleted any of those. Anyways, Kanye. Let's change color so you guys can see better. Kanye $25 per month plus 5 cents per minute. So it's $25 each month. It's not just that, but you add 5 cents each minute. Okay? It says, didn't tell you what letter to use, so that's what I'm using. It says write an equation. Yeah, equation equals to the total cost. Okay, text nil is $15 per month plus 15 cents. So $15 per month plus 15 cents per minute. That's going to equal to their total cost. That's the equation. Okay. So number 4, an ice cream shop is choosing a milk delivery service. The Spotted Cow, okay, we got Spotted Cow, charge $2.80 for each gallon of milk. There's also plus a $2 for delivery, for each delivery. So let's go ahead and write the equation for that. Spotted Cow, I like that name. Spotted Cow equation is $2.80 for each gallon of milk, so for each gallon of milk, plus the $2 delivery fee, $2 for delivery. That's going to equals to its total cost. Dairy Farm charges $2.10 for each gallon of milk. And there's a $10 service fee. Okay, $2 for each gallon of milk, but there's a $10 delivery fee. Much more in delivery fee, but cheaper per gallon. Okay, and this is the Dairy Cow Farm. And they charge $2.10 per gallon of milk plus a $10 service charge. You do figure out how much milk you want plus the delivery, you find the total costs. The graph of the equations are represented in this situation as shown. Based on the graph, which company would you choose and why? Give example using the graph to support. Okay, that's the exact same thing. There's no right or wrong answer for this. Let's say you choose Dairy Farm because you're a big business and you want to order a lot of milk. That's what you're going to say. I'm a big business. Okay, we'll start here. I'm a big business and I'm a big ice cream shop. I want a big, okay, probably big ice cream shop. I'm a big ice cream shop. And needs, come on in. Someone knocked at my door. Oh, they're just playing around. And needs a lot of milk. Therefore, instead of a lot, let's use the graph. because they want, don't use the word a lot, let's just use a graph. More than, at 12, both companies are the same, okay? At 12 gallon, both companies is going to charge you $35, okay? So I'm a big ice cream shop and needs more than 12 gallons of milk each month, or each delivery. Okay, for each delivery. Oh, I need a stylist for each. Writing with my hand doesn't work. Delivery. Okay. For example, because they want examples. For example, my best choice would be 15 gallons of milk. For example, if I order 15 gallons of milk, oh my gosh, I never say which company. For delivery, oh my goodness. Therefore, I will choose Dairy Farm right here, okay? Therefore, I will choose Dairy Farm. All right. For example, if I ordered 15 gallons of milk, Dairy Farm will charge only, let's see, Dairy Farm will charge only, let's say $43. While Spotted Cow charges $45. So the greater amount of milk I order, the more I save with Dairy Farm. Please write that on there. Anything else you observe would be great. Okay, that's how you answer those questions. Remember, it's also important to know this is the break-even point. That's where they're equally the same. Now let's go to this here. Most of you, when you're choosing numbers here, choose both positive and negative. So for example, always choose 0. Okay, 6 minus 0 is 6. But absolute value of 0 anyways. Minus 0 is 6. So your ordered pair here is 0, 6. Okay, so I'm going to choose negative. Let's say there's negative 6. Negative 6. Okay? So if I choose negative 6, 6 minus absolute value of negative 6, that becomes 6 minus 6. Now don't confuse this with parentheses and make it additive inverse. This is not parentheses, this is absolute value. That gives you a 0, so your answer is negative 6 and 0. And choose a positive 6. 6 minus absolute value of positive 6. 6 minus 6 equals to 0, so 6, 0. Another one would be, let's say I do negative 1 or negative 2. 6 minus a negative 2, that gives me 6 minus 2, which is 4. So negative 2, 4. My last one is negative positive 2. 6 minus absolute value of positive 2 is 6 minus 2, which is 4. So 2, 4. Okay? Domain, remember it's all the x here. So domain is 0, negative 6, 6, 2, and negative 2. Range are all your answer. Okay, you only write it once though. Range, your answer only once is 6, 0, 4. You only write it one time. Uh-oh. Wilcox? Hey, what's up? Okay, that's fine. Okay. 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 That sounds good. Alright, I'm doing my video, so I need to let you go, okay? I need to upload this after I'm done. Alright. Bye. And connect these dots. I plotted the points using these coordinates. We know that, remember, we know that absolute value creates a V. So make sure it creates a V. That's why I use 0. And this line continues forever, so we put arrows. State the domain. Domain is all real number of the graph. That means all real numbers. Okay, that means you can put any number here. None of these will repeat for it to be a function, and you'll get an answer. Now, range, on the other hand, what y can be, range is any number. Now, here's why. Any number at net 6 and lower, because this keeps going on, and both sides will have y in it. So range is 6 or lower. To say 6 or lower is less than or equal to 6. Less than or equal to 6. Okay? That's the correct. Is the graph a function? Yes, it is. The graph is a function. Is a function because the vertical line only pass through the graph once. Okay? That's that. I'm sorry it's so sloppy, but I'm writing with my hand. Okay, same thing as 2. I'm sure most of you know how to do 2. So I'll do this really fast. Choose 0 always. So that's 0 squared minus 1 is a negative 1. So it's 0, negative 1. 1. Now let's do 2 squared. 2 squared is 2, and that's 2 squared minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 4, input 2 you get out of 3. So negative 2, remember the opposite of each other, squared minus 1, that's also positive 4 because negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, minus 1 is also a 3. So negative 2, 3. And let's do negative 4. Oh, that's too big because negative 4 squared. Let's say 3. Negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9 minus 1. So 9 minus 1 is 8. So negative 3, 8. And 3 squared minus 1, 9 minus 1 is also 8. It's going to be a parabola. It's a quadratic. When it's a quadratic, it has to square. It's going to be a parabola. Okay, the parabola is at 0, negative 1 right there. 2, 3. Okay. And then negative 2, 3. Negative 3, 8. And 3, 8. Okay, and that's your parabola. It's a quadratic equation, so it creates a graph called a parabola. Okay? And this domain are all real numbers because you can put anything for x and they'll all be different and you'll have an answer. Now for range though, the lowest you can get is at a negative 1. It's a minimum of negative 1. So it has to be any number greater than or equal to negative 1. Domain is all real numbers. I'm going to chop the graph short because I have to do other things.